It may not be you. It may be. But I guarantee you it's at least one female that you know walking around in almost a constant state of frustration and aggravation. Why? Because she is restricted in her sexual desires. So many people have been taught so many different things about sex and sexuality and being a woman and how you're supposed to be in those types of situations that there is a very distorted view among women who simply do not understand what it is that they can do to fully express who they are sexually. Some of the beliefs that, we've been taught stem all the way back to when we were children. How many times have you heard of a parent letting a small child touch themselves or, explore that area? No, we'll teach them where their nose is, where their mouth is, where their ears are, where the hair, on their head is. We'll teach them our arms but do not touch that part and do not let anybody else touch that part. So there is a automatic shame that is placed in that child from that point on, because wait a minute, I can explore everything else on my body, but not that. So that's the first area that it tends to show up for most people. Then if there's any type of childhood sexual, abuse or trauma related events, where sexual activity was forced, in a situation where the child wasn't, aware what was going on and wasn't ready or wasn't willing, you have another distorted view of sexuality and body parts and power and control and love and all of those things that start showing up from a situation like that. You also have beliefs especially if you're in the South, but really all of us have been touched at some point by religious teachings. And there is a strong number of people who have been exposed to the teaching that says it is wrong to have sex, unless and until you're married. You have to wait to explore your sexuality until you're married. And so you can imagine the number of people that have not kept that rule. So now, if we haven't kept that rule, the guilt and the shame is then put on us because we didn't, and so now you have another belief system. And the person who just so happens to identify with all of those situations so far that I've mentioned, which is only 3, then can you imagine how the guilt and the shame and the confusion around your own sexuality would begin to really weigh on your mind, and make you wonder, is there something wrong with me? Am I bad? What feelings am I allowed to explore? What am I comfortable with? We really don't get to explore that because we're in situations where people are exposing us to their beliefs and their perceptions and where they are at in life. And nobody's really saying, hey, explore you. You know what I mean? Like, explore you. What is it that you love? What is it that you're comfortable with? What is it that you want to do? And so as a result, there's a lot of women walking around like locked up almost. Your creativity is dwindling away. You're not chasing any kind of dream that you're passionate about. You're caught up in responsibilities. You're frustrated. You're aggravated. And you might be having great sex even. But if you're doing a good thing with a mentality that still feels bad about that good thing that you're doing, is that really the most beneficial fruit that we're going to, want to grow in that type of situation? We want to build on love and peace and a foundation of feeling good about what we're doing. And so you have to examine for your own self, what are the beliefs that you believe that have held you back sexually and caused you to put rules and conditions on yourself, what you were allowed to experience, what you were allowed to feel, what you were allowed to do, and examine those and see if they really fit you. Your intuition is a God-given power, and you can tap into that, and you can absolutely know who you are and what you're comfortable with and what is right for you. There's nobody else that can tell you what is right for you. They can tell you what to do that they deem to be right, but nobody can tell you what is right for you. When people say something to you and it resonates with you and how you feel, it's simply because that is a teacher on your journey. So yes, absolutely pay attention to that. And that is a beautiful thing. But just make sure that in all of the advice that you're seeking, the counsel that you're getting, just make sure that you don't override your own intuition. And I just want to encourage women to go within and give yourself permission to feel sexy again. Give yourself permission to feel sensual and powerful and beautiful. Give yourself permission to tap into that feminine goddess energy that is the creator of life. That is such a beautiful, beautiful thing to celebrate. So I just want you to turn the music on and dance. Dance to the rhythm of your own soul. Till next time. Thanks for watching.